Has it been warm and dry enough for you? I've got some better rain chances for some of you the next few days, and we'll look at some dangerous surf and sea conditions. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back with you here at Meteo Mundo on this Wednesday afternoon, March 13th. Hope you're having a great day coming up. We're going to talk about trying to get a better rain chance in portions of our area. Winds still kicking up some rough surf and sea conditions as well, and take a look at just how hot it's going to be. So we'll get right into the video here. Thank you so much for liking the video. And again, if you want the latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So on this Wednesday afternoon, you are looking at our visible satellite imagery and live current temperatures, which in many areas across the Caribbean have been able to peak at or above 90 degrees. And the rain chance has been relatively limited as well. We'll start in the Northwest Caribbean, in the Cayman Islands, and in Jamaica. Now, we are seeing a few clouds develop over places like West End and Georgetown. Generally speaking, those are fair weather clouds. At best, we're shaking out the most isolated of showers in this area, but we do have some cloud coverage here. But again, it's not keeping things any warmer or cooler. Kingston has been able to climb up to 91 degrees for today, and that dew point, as you can see, is 75 degrees. It is very steamy. It feels like temperature is knocking on the door of 100 degrees for the Kingston, Port Moore, Spanish Town areas. It's slightly cooler up towards Montego Bay and Negril. And again, just some clouds kind of drifting on by. If you've caught an isolated shower in Jamaica today, let me know in the comment section below, but they're going to be very few and far between. But again, love to show you this visible satellite presentation. Hot day across Hispaniola, Port-au-Prince, Haiti, up to 93. Santiago de los Caballeros there on the northern side of the Dominican Republic, 91. There's a lot of upper 80s to near 90 degrees, even along the southern coastline from Santo Domingo on over towards La Habana and back towards Punta Cana. You can see temperatures there spiking up. Now, we continue to monitor the situation in Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. First of all, temperatures there aren't really that bad. Relatively fair weather clouds and some isolated showers. Now, we're getting at least a few spotty showers through the Leeward Islands on this Wednesday. Now, there's not a lot much of wave rain, and it's not going to linger very long, but these easterlies have kicked in a couple of showers. Some of the areas that at least have a chance include Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat, Guadeloupe, maybe down towards Martinique. I've seen a couple of very light showers drift over Barbados, St. Vincent, and portions of the Grenadines actually have the highest concentration of these light showers on this Wednesday afternoon. Same thing for Grenada, and I can't rule out a brief shower over Trinidad and Tobago, but again, it's getting steamy there. The temperature right around 90 degrees. So let me zoom back out here. And one area that's actually enjoying a pretty comfortable afternoon are going to be our friends in the Bahamas. Look at Freeport today, just 75 degrees, and Nassau in at 77. I want to switch over to the winds because that will be the next storyline to what's going to be happening with the kicked up surf and sea conditions. First of all, not a lot of gusts throughout most of our area. There's a couple of areas that I'm seeing. I have to start with this 39-mile-an-hour wind gust in Aruba for today. The trade winds have kicked in significantly. It's dry, it's hot, it's humid in Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. And they're seeing some wind gusts on this Wednesday of right around 40 miles an hour. And very, very windy conditions will persist. Now, the winds have been kicked up through portions of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. We don't have any strong winds being reported right now out of the northern Leeward Islands, but the last video I was monitoring dangerous surf and sea conditions in this area, and that will continue as we go through the week. There has been a new high surf warning. Again, it's a warning. That means dangerous conditions are likely until Thursday morning for Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, and the British Virgin Islands. The hazards are surf conditions that could be running over 10 feet or over 3 meters. Seas 6 to 9 feet, that's 1.8 to 2.7 meters. Extremely dangerous surf conditions leading to rip current risks. Beachgoers might just want to be hanging on the beach and not trying to get in the water much. Coastal flooding is still a possibility on high tide cycles. But again, high surf warning through tomorrow morning for these areas. And then more than likely high surf advisories will continue, relatively speaking, for most of the northern side of the Leeward Islands, the U.S., British Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, at least through Thursday afternoon, if not even on Friday morning. But these are the highlighted areas. And again, there are advisories around that do include the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico at this point in time. Also want to mention Barbados. There is small craft exercise caution on the western side of the island. Same thing for the beachgoers as well. So again, the western side of the island there, small craft should exercise caution through Thursday. Nice little brisk easterlies that will continue to be cranking things up. Now, again, relatively speaking, let's go back to the high satellite picture here and look at the water vapor imagery. Our air is relatively dry. There's actually a big old bullseye of drier air just off to the east, which means the rain is going to be very shallow as it works its way through. I do see this nice little moisture plume coming out of Mexico through the Gulf of Mexico, which could, if we can get some rain in the northern side of the Bahamas, spell at least the better chance for some decent rainfall. Otherwise, the showers that will be falling over the next few days, although chances going up, more than likely are going to be relatively on the lighter side. Let's take a look at our winds. Again, that is a big story here. Now, they'll be cranking, especially down to the ABC Islands. Let me go ahead and just put on the text vectors here, which allows us to actually look at the true wind speeds. And these are in knots, by the way. So again, you're looking at these sustained winds here in purple, which are running 20 to 25 knots, and there will be some higher gusts. So, easily over 30, 35 miles an hour almost every afternoon between now and Sunday. And there will be some gusts, just like today, that approach 40 miles an hour. Generally speaking, through the Caribbean, we stay with our easterly winds. They'll be very normal for this time of the year through the Leeward Islands. We get those 15, 20 knot winds in the afternoon. That's not going to change. You notice that we might have at least the briefest of wind shifts in places like Hispaniola, in the Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands. This could try and bring in a few showers later in the week, especially from the Dominican Republic north towards the Bahamas. There's, again, has been very typical here, another broad area of low pressure that's going to be kind of spinning off of the United States East Coast. And as that moves away, those winds, at least briefly, will try and have a bit of a northerly component to it. All right, so let's take a look at rain over the next 5 days for you here. Again, next cold front that'll be coming through the United States is still going to stay at a relatively high latitude, meaning it's not going to dip very far south, so the impacts won't be felt as far south as some of the fronts that I was tracking in January and in February. We're still going to have our easterlies here, and there is going to be a little bit more moisture overall for these easterlies to kick up some showers. So the first place I'm going to start is down into the southern side of the Windward Islands, my friends in Trinidad and Tobago. Look, it has been very dry there. Let me know in the comment section if you've had any rain lately. I at least have a slightly better chance for a couple of showers in this area as we get towards the weekend. And you can see that on Future Track. I'm just going to back it up a little bit here. This is Saturday, and then into Sunday, you can see the moisture begins to return. Now look, it's still going to be passing showers to go along with warm and humid afternoons, but I'm at least going to be able to up the chance of rain a little bit in this area. So basically dry the remainder of today and Thursday. I mean, again, maybe we're lucky enough to catch a spotty shower Friday, Saturday. Look, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Daytime highs easily in the lower 90s. I do have a 40% chance for showers on your Sunday, so we'll call them scattered showers with a high right around 90 degrees. In general, the Windward Islands will start to see more moisture coming in over the weekend with at least a slightly better chance for some spotty rain. But again, don't be shocked in Trinidad and Tobago if you are completely dry until Sunday. It's just really isolated between now and then. It'll be the same situation in Barbados. Of course, we catch these easterlies, which drive the showers over St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia. Spotty showers to go along with our rough surf and sea conditions up on the northern side of the Leeward Islands as well. Again, Antigua and Barbuda and Anguilla and St. Martin and Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Bartholomew, all included in this. We could pop up a few showers with these easterly breezes. Nothing's going to be very concentrated. Temperatures that will still probably be knocking on the door of the upper 80s to near 90 each and every afternoon. We continue to see the high surf advisories, especially for the eastern side of Puerto Rico, including the Culebra and Esperanza areas. That does include St. Thomas and St. John. And again, again, just kind of kicking things up, a little bit better chance for a couple of showers, just like I mentioned here later in the week. So look, I do expect it to be relatively dry the remainder of today. Here's a little bit of rain trying to sneak into the U.S. and British Virgin Islands tomorrow morning, maybe a brief isolated shower, a little bit better chance for some rain on the eastern side of Puerto Rico. You can see there as we get into our Friday. Let me back that up one more time and then we'll stair step it through. And again, it's spotty rain over the weekend, but not completely dry for us here, okay? So I don't expect a lot of rain today and tomorrow in Puerto Rico, maybe a slightly higher chance in the Virgin Islands, and then it's just spotty rain after that. Now, rain chances will continue to improve for the Dominican Republic and at least portions of Haiti, but still looking at the eastern side of the island here to have the better chance for showers. Generally speaking, for places like Santo Domingo and Punta Cana and Puerto Plata and Santiago de los Caballeros, you're going to see your rain chances begin to improve throughout the week. So really, the rain chances here for the Dominican Republic just kind of go higher and higher. It's not a horrible forecast. Marine forecast still looks pretty good. I'll be monitoring that, but maybe you're doing some big game fishing there off the Punta Cana coastline. You know, we're looking pretty good. Again, slightly higher rain chances. This is going to be noon on Saturday coming back into the forecast. Just a little bit more moisture to lift up here across the island over the weekend. And so that's my forecast for Santo Domingo. Dry today, basically dry for tomorrow. 30% chance for a few showers returning on Friday, but still many dry hours and locations. And Saturday and Sunday, we're up to a 40% chance for some scattered showers in the afternoon hours. Temperatures that'll start off right around 90 degrees in Santo Domingo and at least fall a couple degrees in the afternoon of the weekend, but mainly remaining also in the upper 80s. All right, spinning on over to the northwest side of the Caribbean. What can we see for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands? Well, again, just got kind of a broad brush look here. You're not going to be shocked if you don't catch much rain over the next 5 days. Generally speaking, the farther west that we go right now, because our fronts aren't making it all the way through the Caribbean, we're going to continue to see relatively warm, if not hot conditions, humid in the afternoon with at best some spotty rain. So for Jamaica, throw it in motion for you right now. This is the next 5 days from Port Antonio and Ocho Rios on the northern coastline towards Savannah, Lamar, and Negril on the western sides, including Westmoreland Parish. We're going to catch a couple of spotty showers here. Temperatures will remain in the lower 90s in the Kingston area the next several days. They'll remain in the mid and the upper 80s on the northwest side of the island. So outdoor plans look good, but as far as rain chances go here, I'm letting this go over the next 5 days, just kind of stair-stepping it. I don't have a ton of rain. Maybe slightly better chances for rain on Sunday, but again, it's not going to shock me if you stay dry over the next 5 days, something I'll be monitoring for my friends in Jamaica. We'll continue to see some rain kind of pile up along portions of the Central American coastline, especially Panama and Costa Rica. Spotty showers will just continue to develop. Now look, we're getting to some triple-digit heat in portions of interior Central America here, even as we're rolling just through mid-March. That kind of heat can create some, steaminess and lift in the atmosphere to produce some isolated showers. And that's kind of what I expect. You can see some of that orographic lifting, meaning that we're getting some lift off of some of the higher terrain here. But as far as our coastal areas like Cancun and Belize City and Roatan, not a lot in the way of additional showers. So for my friends in the Bahamas, we'll monitor the next front coming in. And you can see it, first of all, swing through very quickly late week into the weekend. But I believe this is going to be a dry frontal passage here. Quick moving one Saturday and into Sunday. There is another system coming in, maybe potentially even an area of low pressure trying to develop in the northern Gulf of Mexico, and some howling south winds that actually could bring some severe weather to the Missouri Valley and the Ohio Valley and portions of the eastern third of the United States in general, beginning late Sunday and into early next week. That's the next one I'll be monitoring for the Bahamas. But relatively speaking, I don't expect there to be a lot of rain over the next 5 days. Speaking of that, we're going to take a look at our complete total precip totals in the next 5 days. And again, thank you so much for liking the video. If you want to subscribe here to Meteo Mundo, get these latest forecasts, I appreciate you clicking that subscribe button right now. As I mentioned, I don't expect a lot of rain for the Bahamas. There's very limited opportunity for rain in the northwest side of the Caribbean. Where could we see a few more showers pile up? It's going to be through the Lesser Antilles, places like the Guadalupe area here. Models painting on a little bit more than an inch of rain. And that'll be the situation for Dominica and Martinique as well. A little bit of rain kind of just offshore there. As I mentioned, the eastern sides of Puerto Rico could have a little bit higher chances for rain. The offshore islands there, portions of the U.S. Virgin Islands. As you get farther south, kind of a break in that action, and then limited rain chances, though not completely dry, over Trinidad and Tobago. You can see this would again be over the weekend. We start to see some rain chances moving back up. Friends, that's what it looks like across the Caribbean, the Bahamas. Remember, you can find us across social media outside of these YouTube videos. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We got an X page. You want to send me a picture or video to include in these YouTube updates, mymediamundo@gmail.com. Of course, friends, I appreciate you liking and subscribing. Thank you for our subscribers to continue to return. We are getting a lot of return visits from our current subscribers, and I appreciate you very much. You know, I'll keep you updated. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.